How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
That's my first time. So I appreciate the love. The title of this poem is called Her Name. Sorry. She was fascinating. She had hazel brown eyes and a sparkling conversation. I was mesmerized by her verbal translations and transitions from subject to subject. It was different because she approached me, and I could tell by the way that it happened that it wasn't something that she normally did. Staring at me from across the room for half the night, trying to find the words to say and hoping that it would all sound right. I sat there in that uncomfortable chair, concentrating, contemplating, wondering if I should be the one to initiate it. But my lack of luck with love created a self-wall that was too thick and too tall to overcome. So just like before, I was going to let this one go. And just as I was getting ready to pack up my things and roll, she came and asked me my name. And I can admit that I was a tad bit shy, and there was an obvious spark of disbelief in my eye, and the pondering question of why was fluttering through my mind like a fly that just entered a home from a window that was open too high. It just so happened to come upon a freshly baked sweet potato pie. And she was my sweet potato pie. Or maybe a fudge brownie with ice cream, or a chocolate marble cake with vanilla icing. Her beauty was so enticing, her smile so delightful and brightening. I was so nervous that my chest began tightening, and the flame began to grow as if that very moment was struck by lightning, and my words began to flow, and I could tell that I was striking every thought and idea that she had ever known to be of her liking. And I could tell that she liked me. It was like our souls were syncing, and we began to talk about everything. Our dreams and our fantasies, our admirations and our drunken thoughts, and neither one of us had had anything to drink. But we didn't need alcohol for intoxication. We were taking shots of each other's conversation and chasing it with constant eye contact. Both of our minds were on the right track of being stimulated by each other. I began to feel a strong urge to make her my lover. But I didn't want to ruin this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with lust, so I thought I would fight the feeling just enough to get her number. 7 lucky digits that would lead to constant visits, maybe a couple walks in the park and a couple nights of us cuddling while we watched television. As we continued to dive head first into each other's souls, I began to envision living the rest of my life with her in it. Yes, I know it was a bit early to be thinking about a commitment, and sometimes due to my excitement I tend to make senseless decisions. But the look in her eye depicted how tired she was of dealing with men who only wanted her for her physical characteristics. Hidden agendas, motives twisted, men who lived their lives faking love just to seduce women. She had been hurt before, that was evident. I was hoping my efforts would be just enough to make those memories irrelevant and our connection definite. Yeah. I wanted her to see the kind heart that resided deep inside of me that was anxiously awaiting the opportunity to charm a young lady with its love and charity, someone who was ready to go steady, no more petty distractions hindering her from her happiness. I wanted her to feel the touch from a real man, hold her fragile heart in these hands, help her mind expand and take it to places it has never been. Walk barefoot in the sand or swim naked in the Mediterranean. Our relationship would never be dry or bland, and no matter how things panned out or how many storm clouds we will have to battle, any issues that arise we will tackle and continue to walk this beautiful road less traveled. I wanted her bad. Like one of those special desires that one has where they feel like it's something they just have to have. The night was getting older, and we had been talking so long that neither one of us noticed that the club was closing. So we walked outside and she put my arm around her waist so that I could hold her. And I could feel the envious stares from jealous men who witnessed us walking shoulder to shoulder. I felt lucky, like my heart was pumping through my veins, blood blended with 4-leaf clovers. We finally got to her car, and there was a long pause. Neither one of us wanted the night to be over. And I leaned in and gave her a kiss on the cheek, something modest yet sweet, and I told her that I would be seeing her again. And she smiled. An innocent yet devilish grin that makes men commit sins. But I kept my promise to myself. I gave her my number, and that was the end. But she never called. It was like she never existed at all. I even went back to that same bar to ask a couple questions just to get a sign. And each and every one of the bartenders said that they had never seen her before in their lives. I was confused. This whole situation was strange. Cupid playing a cold game. And now that I look back and think about it, I never even asked her name. Thank you.